Ever felt like you're running on empty, struggling to stay motivated? The audiobook F.L.O.W, 4 Easy Ways to Crave Unstoppable Hard Work, is your roadmap to transforming tedious tasks into thrilling challenges. Discover how to fuel your fire, take lucid steps, find your optimal zone, and harness wired focus. This book isn't just about productivity, it's about unlocking a life of purpose and achievement. Don't let another day slip by feeling unfulfilled and overwhelmed. It's time to tap into your inner drive, crush your goals, and experience the exhilaration of unstoppable progress. Your journey to extraordinary success starts here. Before we continue, I invite you to download the F.L.O.W bundle, which contains the ebook version of this audiobook, an executive summary of all the chapters with the key takeaways, the F.L.O.W Action Plan Worksheet, and a PDF with the top 100 positive F.L.O.W affirmations. Studies show that engaging with content through multiple formats significantly enhances learning and retention. Click on the first link in the description to claim your free F.L.O.W bundle now and maximize your learning potential. It's free for the first 50 people. Chapter 1: The Power of F.L.O.W. Imagine a world where hard work feels effortless, where you're constantly driven by an inner force that never seems to wane. A world where every task, no matter how challenging, fills you with excitement and purpose. This isn't a far-fetched dream. It's the reality that awaits you as you embark on your F.L.O.W journey. As you dive into this book for the first time, prepare yourself for a transformative experience. You'll discover a new approach to work and life that will revolutionize your productivity and satisfaction. The initial benefits will be apparent almost immediately. You'll find yourself tackling tasks with renewed vigor, experiencing a heightened sense of focus, and feeling a deep sense of fulfillment in your daily activities. But this is just the beginning. The F.L.O.W method isn't a quick fix. It's a foundation for long-term success. As you continue to apply these principles, you'll witness a gradual but profound shift in your personal and professional life. Your ability to maintain motivation, set and achieve ambitious goals, and overcome obstacles will grow exponentially. Over time, the effects of F.L.O.W compound. You'll find yourself reaching new heights in your career, developing mastery in your chosen field, and experiencing a level of personal growth that may have once seemed unattainable. The skills and mindset you develop through F.L.O.W will become second nature, allowing you to navigate challenges with ease and continuously push the boundaries of your potential. At its core, F.L.O.W is about harnessing the power of optimal experience, a state of consciousness where you're fully immersed in what you're doing, feeling energized, focused, and fulfilled. This concept has been proven to be a key factor in achieving peak performance and personal satisfaction. The F.L.O.W method breaks down this complex psychological state into 4 manageable pillars: fuel the fire, lucid steps, optimal zone, and wired focus. Each of these pillars builds upon the others, creating a synergistic effect that propels you towards unstoppable hard work. We begin with fuel the fire, setting the stage for everything that follows. This foundational step ensures that your efforts are driven by genuine passion and purpose, creating a sustainable source of energy for your endeavors. From there, we move to lucid steps, where you'll gain clarity and direction that will keep you on track and constantly improving. This pillar provides the structure needed to channel your newfound energy effectively. The optimal zone is where things really start to heat up. You'll discover a state where you'll find yourself doing your best work effortlessly, constantly growing without becoming overwhelmed or bored. Finally, wired focus allows you to fully immerse yourself in your tasks and achieve levels of productivity you never thought possible. This pillar teaches you to harness your mental resources for maximum impact. These 4 pillars work together to create a powerful system for transforming your work ethic. By following this carefully designed sequence, you'll build upon each skill, creating a solid foundation for success. Each step naturally leads to the next, reinforcing and amplifying the effects of the previous one. As you progress through this book, you'll find practical strategies for enhancing every aspect of your life. Whether you're facing personal challenges, struggling with motivation, or simply looking to take your success to the next level, F.L.O.W provides the tools you need to overcome obstacles and achieve remarkable results. To help you fully integrate these principles into your daily life, we've created the F.L.O.W Action Plan Worksheet. This downloadable resource will guide you through the process of creating a personalized plan for implementing F.L.O.W in your unique circumstances. If you're listening to the audiobook, you can find the link to download this bonus at the top of the video description. If you're reading the ebook, you'll find the worksheet in the same folder where you downloaded this book. As we conclude this introduction to F.L.O.W, prepare yourself for a journey of self-discovery and unprecedented growth. In the next chapter, we'll dive deeper into the first pillar, Fuel the Fire, exploring a powerful technique that will fundamentally change your relationship with work and set the stage for everything that follows. Get ready to ignite a blaze that will light your path to extraordinary achievement. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to Grow to the Top and activate notifications to receive more self-improvement tips that will supercharge your growth. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. It really helps the channel grow. Thank you for your support. Chapter 2, Fuel the Fire. As we embark on the journey of F.L.O.W, our first step is to ignite a powerful force within ourselves. This force, when properly harnessed, can propel us towards extraordinary achievements with seemingly effortless momentum. But what exactly is this force, and how can we tap into it? Imagine for a moment that you're working on a project that truly excites you. Time seems to fly by, challenges become opportunities, and you find yourself energized rather than drained at the end of the day. This state of F.L.O.W, where work feels more like play, is not just a happy accident. It's the result of tapping into a deep well of motivation that exists within all of us. This internal drive, this fire that we're learning to fuel, is what psychologists call intrinsic motivation. Unlike its counterpart, extrinsic motivation, which relies on external rewards or pressures, intrinsic motivation comes from within. It's the joy of doing something for its own sake, the satisfaction of overcoming a challenge, or the thrill of learning something new. But why is this internal fire so crucial for achieving a F.L.O.W state? The answer lies in the nature of F.L.O.W itself. F.L.O.W is a state of optimal experience where we're fully immersed in what we're doing. It's a state of peak performance and enjoyment. To enter this state, we need to be deeply engaged with our task, and that level of engagement is most easily achieved when we're intrinsically motivated. Think about the last time you were completely absorbed in an activity. Perhaps you were playing a musical instrument, solving a complex problem, or engaged in a hobby you love. That feeling of being in the zone is F.L.O.W, and it's closely tied to intrinsic motivation. When we're intrinsically motivated, we're more likely to push through challenges, stay focused, and find creative solutions, all key components of the F.L.O.W state. But intrinsic motivation isn't just about feeling good in the moment. It has profound benefits for our long-term success and well-being. When we're intrinsically motivated, we're more likely to persist in the face of obstacles, learn more deeply, and perform at a higher level. We're also more likely to experience what psychologists call autotelic experiences, activities that are rewarding in and of themselves, regardless of their end result. These autotelic experiences are the key to sustainable hard work. When we find joy in the process rather than just the outcome, we create a positive feedback loop. The more we engage in these intrinsically rewarding activities, the more motivated we become, and the more likely we are to enter a F.L.O.W state. It's a self-reinforcing cycle that can lead to extraordinary achievements. So how do we cultivate this internal fire? How do we transform our work into autotelic experiences? The first step is to identify our personal values and interests. What truly matters to us? What kinds of activities make us lose track of time? These are clues to our intrinsic motivations. Take a moment to reflect on your past experiences. When have you felt most engaged and alive? What were you doing? Who were you with? What about the experience was particularly rewarding? By answering these questions, we begin to map out our intrinsic motivations. Once we've identified our core motivations, the next step is to align our tasks with these motivations. This doesn't mean we only do things we enjoy. That's rarely possible in the real world. Instead, it means finding ways to connect our tasks to our deeper values and interests. For example, if you value creativity, you might find ways to bring creative problem-solving into your work, even if your job isn't traditionally seen as creative. If you value connection with others, you might focus on how your work impacts and helps people. By reframing our tasks in this way, we can tap into our intrinsic motivation, even for activities that might not seem inherently exciting. Of course, maintaining this positive mental state isn't always easy. Life has a way of throwing challenges at us, and there will be times when our motivation wanes. That's why it's crucial to have techniques for maintaining and rekindling our inner fire. One powerful technique is visualization. By vividly imagining ourselves succeeding at our tasks and experiencing the positive emotions associated with that success, we can boost our motivation and confidence. This isn't just positive thinking. Research has shown that visualization can actually improve performance and increase the likelihood of achieving our goals. Another effective technique is the use of positive affirmations. These are short, powerful statements that reinforce our goals and values. By regularly repeating these affirmations, we can reshape our thought patterns and maintain a positive, motivated mindset. To help you harness the power of affirmations, we've created a special resource, 100 Positive Flow Affirmations. This collection of carefully crafted affirmations is designed to reinforce the principles of flow and keep your internal fire burning bright. If you're listening to the audiobook, you can find the link to download this bonus at the top of the video description. If you're reading the ebook, you'll find the affirmations in the same folder where you downloaded this book. As we cultivate our intrinsic motivation and learn to maintain a positive mental state, we begin to build momentum. Each small success fuels our motivation, making the next task easier to tackle. This momentum is key to sustaining hard work over the long term. But what does this look like in practice? Let's consider a few examples. A software developer might find intrinsic motivation in the challenge of solving complex problems, or in the creativity of designing elegant solutions. A teacher might be motivated by the opportunity to make a positive impact on students' lives. A business owner might find motivation in the autonomy of running their own enterprise, or in the challenge of growing their business. In each of these cases, the individual has found a way to connect their work to their deeper values and interests. They're not just working for a paycheck, they're engaging in activities that are intrinsically rewarding. To help you uncover your own intrinsic motivations, here are a couple of practical exercises you can try. First, try journaling. Set aside some time each day to write about your experiences. What tasks did you enjoy? What made them enjoyable? What tasks did you struggle with, and why? Over time, patterns will emerge, giving you insights into your intrinsic motivations. Second, create a personal motivation map. Draw a circle in the center of a page and write your name in it. Around this circle, write down activities you enjoy or values that are important to you. Then, draw lines connecting these to your central circle. This visual representation can help you see the connections between your various interests and motivations. As you practice these techniques and cultivate your intrinsic motivation, you'll start to see changes in your work and life. But what kind of outcomes can you expect? In the best-case scenario, you'll find yourself consistently entering flow states, tackling challenging tasks with enthusiasm, and making significant progress towards your goals. You'll feel a deep sense of satisfaction in your work, regardless of external rewards or recognition. Even in a more modest scenario, you'll likely find that your work becomes more enjoyable and less draining. You'll have more energy at the end of the day, and you'll be more resilient in the face of setbacks. Of course, the journey isn't always smooth. There will be times when you face motivational blocks. You might find yourself procrastinating, feeling burnt out, or questioning the value of your work. These challenges are normal and can be overcome. When you encounter these blocks, the key is to reconnect with your intrinsic motivations. Revisit your personal motivation map. Remind yourself of why your work matters to you. Sometimes, simply changing your environment or taking a short break can help reignite your motivation. If you find yourself consistently struggling, it might be a sign that you need to reassess your goals or your approach. Are your tasks aligned with your values and interests? Are you challenging yourself appropriately? Sometimes, making small adjustments can have a big impact on our motivation. As we conclude this chapter on fueling your internal fire, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned. You now have the tools to uncover your intrinsic motivations, align your tasks with your values, and maintain a positive mental state. These are powerful skills that will serve you well on your journey towards unstoppable hard work. But this is just the beginning. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to channel this newfound motivation into clear, actionable steps. Get ready to bring clarity and purpose to your efforts as we delve into the mysterious realm of lucid steps. Chapter 3, Lucid Steps. As we venture deeper into the realm of flow, we find ourselves at the threshold of a new dimension. The fire we've kindled within ourselves is powerful, but without direction, it can lead us astray. Enter the world of lucid steps, where clarity reigns supreme and every move is purposeful. Imagine standing at the foot of a mountain shrouded in mist. You're energized and ready to climb, but without a clear path, your energy might be wasted wandering in circles. This is where lucid steps come into play. They're the secret to transforming raw motivation into tangible progress. But what exactly are these lucid steps, and why are they so crucial for achieving a flow state? The answer lies in the nature of flow itself. Flow isn't just about feeling good or being motivated, it's about being completely absorbed in what you're doing. To reach this state, you need two key elements: a clear understanding of what you're trying to achieve and immediate feedback on your progress. Think about the last time you were truly in the zone. Maybe you were playing a video game where your objectives were crystal clear and you got instant feedback on every action. Or perhaps you were working on a project with well-defined milestones, feeling a sense of achievement with each task completed. In both cases, the clarity of your goals and the immediacy of feedback allowed you to fully immerse yourself in the activity. This clarity and feedback loop form the foundation of lucid steps. When you have a clear destination in mind and can see the path ahead, your focus naturally sharpens. You're no longer distracted by uncertainty or doubt. Instead, your mind is free to engage fully with the task at hand, paving the way for flow to occur. But how do we create this clarity in our everyday lives and work? The answer lies in the power of well-defined goals. Not all goals are created equal, and the difference between a vague aspiration and a well-crafted objective can be the difference between frustration and flow. Effective goals share certain characteristics. They're specific, giving you a clear target to aim for. They're measurable, allowing you to track your progress. They're achievable, stretching your abilities without being overwhelming. They're relevant, aligning with your broader objectives and values. And they're time-bound, providing a sense of urgency and a framework for action. If this sounds familiar, it's because these characteristics form the basis of the SMART goal-setting framework. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This framework isn't just a business buzzword. It's a powerful tool for creating the kind of clarity that enables flow. But setting a single SMART goal isn't enough. To truly harness the power of lucid steps, we need to create a goal hierarchy. This hierarchy connects your long-term vision with your short-term objectives, creating a roadmap for your journey. Imagine your goal hierarchy as a pyramid. At the top is your long-term vision, the big picture of what you want to achieve. This might be something like become a renowned expert in my field, or build a successful business that makes a positive impact on the world. These high-level goals provide direction and inspiration, but they're often too big to tackle directly. That's where the lower levels of the pyramid come in. Below your long-term vision, you'll have medium-term goals that support your overall direction. These might be objectives you want to achieve in the next year or two. Going even further down, you'll have short-term goals, things you can accomplish in the next few weeks or months. At the base of the pyramid are your daily and weekly tasks, the concrete actions you can take right now to move towards your goals. These are your true lucid steps, the clear, actionable moves that will lead you to your destination. By breaking down your big goals into smaller, manageable steps, you create a sense of progress and achievement. Each completed task becomes a small victory, fueling your motivation and pushing you closer to a flow state. But setting clear goals is only half the equation. The other crucial element is feedback. Without feedback, you're like a ship sailing without instruments. You might be moving, but you have no idea if you're on course. Feedback comes in two main forms, internal and external. Internal feedback is your own assessment of your progress. It's the satisfaction you feel when you complete a task, or the sense of growth you experience as you develop new skills. External feedback comes from outside sources. It might be comments from colleagues, metrics on a dashboard, or reactions from your audience. Both types of feedback are valuable, and creating systems for rapid feedback is key to maintaining flow. This might mean setting up regular check-ins with a mentor or accountability partner, using software to track your progress, or simply taking time each day to reflect on what you've accomplished. The key is to make feedback as immediate and relevant as possible. The shorter the gap between action and feedback, the easier it is to stay in flow. Think about how a video game provides instant feedback on every move you make. That's the kind of responsiveness we're aiming for in our goal pursuit. Of course, the path to our goals is rarely straightforward. As we receive feedback and gain new insights, we often need to adjust our course. This is where the iterative process comes in. Rather than seeing your goals as fixed targets, think of them as hypotheses to be tested and refined. When you receive feedback, take the time to interpret it carefully. Is it suggesting that you need to change your approach? Are you making progress faster or slower than expected? Use this information to make informed decisions about your next steps. This iterative approach requires flexibility and adaptability. It means being willing to pivot when necessary, to abandon strategies that aren't working, and to seize new opportunities as they arise. But it also means staying true to your overall vision, using your long-term goals as a compass to guide your decisions. To put these ideas into practice, try these exercises. First, set a SMART goal for yourself. Choose something you want to achieve in the next month or two. Make it specific. Instead of get in shape, try run a 5K in under 30 minutes. Make it measurable. How will you track your progress? Is it achievable given your current situation? Is it relevant to your broader goals? And finally, set a specific deadline. Next, develop a feedback system for your goal. How will you measure your progress? Who can provide you with external feedback? Set up regular check-ins, maybe a weekly review where you assess your progress and plan for the week ahead. As you implement these lucid steps, you'll start to see changes in your work and life. In the best-case scenario, you'll find yourself making steady progress towards your goals, entering flow states regularly, and feeling a deep sense of purpose and direction in your work. Even in a more modest outcome, you'll likely experience greater clarity in your day-to-day activities. You'll waste less time on unimportant tasks, and you'll have a clearer sense of what you're working towards. Of course, challenges can arise. You might find yourself dealing with ambiguous goals that are hard to measure or break down. Or you might struggle with feedback resistance, finding it difficult to accept or act on the information you receive. When facing ambiguous goals, the key is to keep breaking them down until you reach a level of specificity that you can act on. If you're resistant to feedback, try to understand the source of your resistance. Are you afraid of criticism? Are you too attached to your current approach? Understanding these barriers can help you overcome them. As we conclude our exploration of lucid steps, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned. You now have the tools to set clear, meaningful goals, create feedback systems, and adapt your approach as you progress. These are powerful skills that will serve you well on your journey towards unstoppable hard work. But our journey is far from over. In the next chapter, we'll discover how to fine-tune your efforts for maximum impact. Get ready to enter a realm where challenge and skill dance in perfect harmony as we explore the mysteries of the optimal zone. Chapter 4, Optimal Zone. As we venture deeper into the realm of flow, we find ourselves on the cusp of a mysterious and powerful domain. We've ignited our inner fire and learned to navigate with lucid steps, but now we face a new challenge, finding the sweet spot where our abilities and our ambitions align perfectly. Welcome to the optimal zone. Imagine for a moment that you're a tightrope walker. Too much tension in the rope, and you'll struggle to maintain your balance. Too little, and you risk a dangerous fall. The key to a successful performance lies in finding just the right amount of tension, a delicate balance that allows you to move forward with confidence and grace. This balance is at the heart of the optimal zone. It's a state where you're neither overwhelmed by the challenges you face, nor underwhelmed by tasks that fail to engage your full potential. But why is this balance so crucial for achieving and maintaining a flow state? The answer lies in the nature of flow itself. Flow isn't just about being motivated or having clear goals, it's about being fully absorbed in what you're doing. This level of absorption can only occur when you're operating at the edge of your abilities, pushing yourself just enough to stay engaged without tipping over into anxiety or frustration. Think about the last time you were truly engrossed in a task. Perhaps you were working on a project that stretched your skills, requiring your full concentration but not overwhelming you. Or maybe you were playing a game that was challenging enough to keep you on your toes, but not so difficult that you felt discouraged. These experiences give us a glimpse of the optimal zone. When we're in this zone, we avoid two major flow killers, boredom and anxiety. Boredom occurs when our skills outstrip the challenges we face. We become disengaged, our minds wander, and we lose that sense of purposeful focus that characterizes flow. On the other hand, anxiety arises when the challenges we face exceed our current abilities. We feel stressed, overwhelmed, and unable to fully engage with the task at hand. The optimal zone, then, is like a narrow channel between these two states. It's often referred to as the Goldilocks zone. Not too hot, not too cold, but just right. In this zone, we're constantly pushing the boundaries of our abilities, but in a way that feels exciting and achievable rather than daunting. But how do we find this elusive zone? The first step is to understand where we currently stand. This involves an honest assessment of our skill level in relation to the tasks we're undertaking. Are we coasting through our work without much effort? Or are we constantly feeling overwhelmed and out of our depth? Once we have a clear picture of our current state, we can start to make adjustments. If we're feeling bored or unchallenged, it's time to increase the difficulty of our tasks. This doesn't necessarily mean taking on entirely new responsibilities. Often, it's about finding ways to make our current work more challenging and engaging. One effective strategy for this is the concept of progressive overload, borrowed from the world of physical training. Just as a weightlifter gradually increases the amount they lift to continue building strength, we can progressively increase the complexity or scope of our work tasks. This might mean taking on additional responsibilities, setting more ambitious deadlines, or finding ways to approach familiar tasks from new angles. For example, if you're a writer who finds your current assignments too easy, you might challenge yourself to incorporate more complex ideas, experiment with new writing styles, or tackle topics outside your usual area of expertise. The key is to push yourself just beyond your comfort zone, where growth and engagement intersect. But increasing task difficulty is only one side of the equation. To truly thrive in the optimal zone, we also need to focus on skill development. This is where the principle of deliberate practice comes into play. Deliberate practice isn't just about putting in hours, it's about focused, intentional effort aimed at improving specific aspects of your performance. To engage in deliberate practice, start by identifying the key skills that are most crucial to your work or goals. Then, design practice sessions that target these skills specifically. This might involve breaking down complex tasks into their component parts and practicing each part separately, or seeking out exercises and challenges that push you to improve in particular areas. For instance, if you're a programmer looking to improve your problem-solving skills, you might set aside time each day to work on coding challenges that are just beyond your current ability level. Or, if you're a manager aiming to enhance your communication skills, you might practice giving presentations on complex topics, gradually increasing the difficulty of the subject matter and the sophistication of your delivery. The key to effective skill development is continuous learning and upskilling. This means staying curious, seeking out new knowledge and experiences, and never allowing yourself to become complacent. It's about cultivating a growth mindset, the belief that your abilities are not fixed, but can be developed through dedication and hard work. As you engage in this process of balancing challenge and skill, it's crucial to stay attuned to your level of engagement. The optimal zone isn't a static state, it's dynamic, requiring constant adjustments as your skills improve and your challenges evolve. Learn to recognize the signs that you're drifting out of the optimal zone. Boredom might manifest as restlessness, a wandering mind, or a lack of enthusiasm for your work. Overwhelm, on the other hand, might show up as anxiety, procrastination, or a sense of dread when facing certain tasks. When you notice these signs, it's time to readjust. If you're feeling bored, look for ways to increase the challenge. This might mean setting more ambitious goals, taking on additional responsibilities, or finding new ways to apply your skills. If you're feeling overwhelmed, it might be time to break your tasks down into smaller, more manageable steps, or to seek additional support or resources. To help you find and maintain your optimal zone, try these practical exercises. First, work on identifying your personal flow channel. Pay attention to the times when you feel most engaged and productive. What kind of tasks are you doing? How challenging are they in relation to your current skill level? Keep a journal of these experiences to start mapping out your own optimal zone. Next, practice designing progressive challenges for yourself. Take a task or skill you're currently comfortable with and brainstorm ways to make it slightly more challenging. Remember, the goal is to push yourself just beyond your comfort zone, not to overwhelm yourself. As you implement these strategies, you'll start to see changes in your work and life. In the best-case scenario, you'll find yourself consistently operating in a state of flow, tackling challenging tasks with enthusiasm and skill. You'll experience a sense of constant growth and improvement, pushing the boundaries of your abilities while maintaining a sense of confidence and engagement. Even in a more modest outcome, you'll likely find that your work becomes more engaging and satisfying. You'll waste less time on tasks that don't challenge you, and you'll feel a greater sense of accomplishment as you tackle increasingly difficult challenges. Of course, finding and maintaining the optimal zone isn't always easy. You might struggle with accurately assessing your skill level, leading to imbalances in the challenge skill equation. Or, you might find it difficult to stay engaged, even when you've seemingly found the right balance. When facing these challenges, the key is to remain flexible and patient. If you find yourself consistently out of balance, take a step back and reassess. Are you being honest about your current skill level? Are you setting realistic challenges for yourself? Sometimes we need to adjust our expectations or seek outside feedback to get an accurate picture of where we stand. If you're struggling with engagement, try to identify the root cause. Are you truly challenging yourself, or have you fallen into a comfortable routine? Are there external factors affecting your motivation? Sometimes, reigniting your passion for your work or reconnecting with your larger goals can help you rediscover your optimal zone. As we conclude our exploration of the optimal zone, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned. You now have the tools to find that sweet spot where challenge and skill align, creating the conditions for sustained flow and peak performance. These are powerful skills that will serve you well on your journey towards unstoppable hard work. But our journey through the realm of flow is not yet complete. In the next chapter, we'll delve into the final piece of the puzzle, a force so potent it can transform your productivity and focus to unprecedented levels. Prepare to enter a state of heightened awareness and efficiency as we uncover the secrets of wired focus. Chapter 5, Wired Focus. As we reach the final frontier of our flow journey, we encounter a force so potent, so transformative, that it has the power to elevate your productivity and performance to unprecedented heights. Welcome to the realm of wired focus, where distractions fade away and your mind becomes a laser-focused instrument of creation and problem-solving. Imagine for a moment that your mind is like a powerful searchlight. When unfocused, its beam is diffuse, illuminating a wide area, but without much intensity. Now, picture that same light concentrated into a narrow, intense beam, capable of piercing through the darkest night. This is the essence of wired focus, a state of mind where your attention is so concentrated, so precise, that it cuts through complexity and confusion with ease. But why is this level of focus so crucial for achieving and maintaining a flow state? The answer lies in the nature of flow itself. Flow isn't just about being motivated or working in your optimal zone. It's about being fully immersed in what you're doing, to the point where self-consciousness fades away and you become one with the task at hand. This level of immersion can only occur when your focus is so intense that it leaves no room for distractions or wandering thoughts. Think about the last time you were truly in the zone. Perhaps you were working on a challenging project and hours flew by without you even noticing. Or maybe you were engaged in a hobby you love and the rest of the world seemed to disappear. These experiences give us a glimpse of what wired focus can achieve. When we're in this state of deep focus, we're able to tap into reserves of creativity and problem-solving ability that we didn't even know we had. Ideas flow more freely, connections are made more easily, and complex tasks become manageable. It's as if we've unlocked a superpower that was lying dormant within us all along. But achieving this level of focus isn't easy in our modern world. We're constantly bombarded with distractions, notifications pinging on our phones, emails demanding our attention, social media tempting us with its endless scroll. Even when we manage to shut out these external distractions, we often find ourselves battling internal ones, worries about the future, replaying past events, or simply daydreaming. To understand why these distractions are so detrimental to our performance, we need to delve into the science of focused attention. Our brains have a limited amount of cognitive resources to allocate at any given time. When we're focused on a task, we're dedicating a significant portion of these resources to that task. But every distraction, no matter how small, forces our brain to reallocate some of these resources. This constant shifting of attention is not only mentally exhausting, but it also severely impacts our performance. Studies have shown that it can take up to 23 minutes to fully refocus on a task after being interrupted. In a workday filled with constant interruptions, it's no wonder that we often feel like we're not making progress on our most important work. So how do we create the conditions for wired focus to flourish? The first step is to create an environment that supports deep work. This starts with your physical workspace. Look around you right now. Is your workspace conducive to focused work? Is it cluttered and chaotic, or clean and organized? Are there visual distractions that constantly catch your eye? Creating a workspace that supports deep focus doesn't necessarily mean having a perfectly minimalist desk, although that can help. It's about creating a space that signals to your brain that it's time for serious work. This might mean having a specific area designated for focused work, or using certain cues, like noise-canceling headphones, to indicate that you're entering a state of deep focus. But in our digital age, creating the right environment goes beyond the physical. We also need to optimize our digital environment. This means taking control of our devices, rather than letting them control us. It might involve using website blockers during focused work sessions, turning off notifications, or even using a separate device for deep work that doesn't have access to distracting apps and websites. Once we've created the right environment, we can start to employ techniques for enhancing our concentration. One powerful approach is the practice of mindfulness and meditation. These techniques train our brains to focus on the present moment, making it easier to maintain concentration on our work. Mindfulness doesn't have to mean sitting in lotus position for hours. It can be as simple as taking a few deep breaths before starting a task, or doing a quick body scan to ground yourself in the present moment. The key is to practice regularly, building up your focus muscle over time. Another effective technique is time blocking, often combined with the Pomodoro technique. Time blocking involves scheduling specific blocks of time for focused work, while the Pomodoro technique breaks these blocks into 25-minute focused sessions followed by short breaks. This approach not only helps maintain focus, but also makes large tasks feel more manageable. But even with the best environment and techniques, we still have to contend with both internal and external distractions. External distractions, like a coworker stopping by your desk or a notification on your phone, are often easier to identify and manage. Internal distractions, like worries, daydreams, or the urge to check social media, can be trickier. Managing these distractions requires a combination of emotional regulation strategies and practical techniques. On the emotional side, practices like mindfulness can help us recognize and let go of distracting thoughts. It's also helpful to have strategies for dealing with common emotional distractions, like keeping a worry journal to jot down concerns for later, rather than letting them interrupt your focus. For external distractions, it's about creating systems and boundaries. This might mean setting office hours when colleagues know they can interrupt you, or using a do not disturb sign when you're in deep focus mode. For digital distractions, it could involve using apps that block notifications during certain hours, or even physically putting your phone in another room during focused work sessions. To help you develop your wired focus, try these practical exercises. First, set up a deep work schedule. Choose a specific time each day, or a few times a week to start, that you'll dedicate to focused, uninterrupted work. During this time, eliminate all potential distractions, turn off notifications, find a quiet space, and let others know you're not to be disturbed. Next, practice a simple mindfulness technique. Before starting your deep work session, take 3 deep breaths. As you breathe, focus all your attention on the sensation of the breath entering and leaving your body. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to your breath. This simple practice can help center your mind and prepare it for focused work. As you implement these strategies, you'll start to see changes in your work and life. In the best-case scenario, you'll find yourself regularly achieving states of deep focus where complex problems become manageable and your productivity soars. You'll experience a sense of flow in your work, losing track of time as you make significant progress on your most important tasks. Even in a more modest outcome, you'll likely find that you're able to concentrate for longer periods without getting distracted. You'll waste less time on low-value activities and feel a greater sense of control over your workday. Of course, developing wired focus isn't always easy. You might struggle with persistent distractions, finding it difficult to maintain focus even when you've created the right conditions. Or you might find that your focus wanes over time, even when you start strong. When facing these challenges, the key is to be patient and persistent. Building the ability to focus deeply is like building a muscle. It takes time and consistent effort. If you find yourself consistently distracted, try to identify the source of the distraction. Are there environmental factors you've overlooked? Are there underlying emotional issues that need to be addressed? If your focus tends to wane, experiment with different work rhythms. Maybe you need shorter focus sessions with more frequent breaks. Or perhaps you need to vary your tasks more to keep your mind engaged. Remember, the goal is to find what works best for you. As we conclude our exploration of wired focus, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned. You now have the tools to create an environment and mindset conducive to deep, focused work. These are powerful skills that will serve you well on your journey towards unstoppable hard work. But our journey through the realm of flow is not yet complete. In the final chapter, we'll bring together all the elements we've explored: the fiery motivation, the lucid steps, the optimal zone, and the wired focus, and see how they combine to create a truly transformative approach to work and life. Prepare to unlock the full power of flow as we integrate these elements into a cohesive, unstoppable force. Chapter 6: Integrating Flow into Your Life. As we reach the culmination of our journey through the realm of flow, it's time to step back and marvel at the transformative power you now hold in your hands. Throughout this book, you've unlocked the secrets to fueling your inner fire, taking lucid steps towards your goals, finding your optimal zone, and harnessing wired focus. But the true magic happens when these elements come together, creating a synergy that's far greater than the sum of its parts. Imagine for a moment the person you were when you first picked up this book. Perhaps you were struggling with motivation, feeling lost in the chaos of daily life, or simply yearning for a way to unlock your full potential. Now, armed with the principles of flow, you stand at the threshold of a new chapter in your life, one where you're empowered to take control of your destiny and achieve things you once thought impossible. The personal empowerment that comes from mastering flow is profound. You're no longer at the mercy of external circumstances or fleeting motivation. Instead, you've learned to tap into a wellspring of intrinsic motivation that fuels your efforts day after day. You've developed the ability to set clear, meaningful goals and break them down into actionable steps. You know how to find that sweet spot where challenge and skill align perfectly, keeping you engaged and growing. And you've honed your ability to focus deeply, cutting through distractions to produce your best work. But the impact of flow extends far beyond your personal achievements. As you integrate these principles into your life, you'll likely notice a positive shift in your relationships as well. When you're operating in a state of flow, you bring a sense of presence and engagement to your interactions with others. You're more attuned to the present moment, more capable of deep listening and genuine connection. Moreover, as you become more fulfilled and energized in your own pursuits, you naturally have more to give in your relationships. You're no longer drained by the constant struggle against procrastination or lack of motivation. Instead, you have the energy and enthusiasm to invest in the people around you, building stronger, healthier connections. Think about the goals you've set for yourself in the past. Maybe there were dreams you dismissed as unrealistic, or ambitions you never quite had the courage to pursue. With flow, you now have the tools to turn those dreams into reality. The combination of intrinsic motivation, clear goal setting, optimal challenge, and focused attention creates a powerful formula for achievement. You'll find yourself setting higher goals, and more importantly, having the confidence and capability to reach them. Tasks that once seemed daunting become manageable when broken down into lucid steps. Challenges that might have overwhelmed you in the past become exciting opportunities for growth when approached from your optimal zone. And with your newfound ability to focus deeply, you can tackle complex problems with a clarity and efficiency you've never experienced before. But perhaps the most exciting aspect of flow is that it's not a one-time transformation. It's a continual journey of growth and improvement. As you continue to practice these concepts, you'll find that they become more and more ingrained in your daily life. What once required conscious effort starts to feel natural and effortless. This is where the true power of flow reveals itself. Over time, you'll notice that you're achieving better results with less struggle. The state of flow, once elusive, becomes more accessible. You'll find yourself slipping into that zone of peak performance more easily and staying there for longer periods. This sustained improvement leads to a kind of compounding effect. Each success builds on the last. Each moment of flow deepens your skills and understanding. Before you know it, you're operating at a level that your past self would have found unimaginable. As you stand at this point of transformation, Ready to fully integrate flow into your life, we've prepared a special tool to help you on your journey. The Flow Action Plan Worksheet is designed to help you create a personalized plan for implementing these principles in your daily life. This isn't just another planner or to-do list. It's a strategic guide that helps you align your actions with the core principles of flow. If you're listening to the audiobook, you can find the link to download this worksheet at the top of the video description. If you're reading the ebook, you'll find the worksheet in the same folder where you downloaded this book. Take the time to work through this plan, tailoring it to your unique circumstances and goals. It's your roadmap to a life of unstoppable hard work and unprecedented achievement. As we conclude this journey, I want to leave you with a final thought. The principles of flow that you've learned in this book are more than just techniques for productivity or success. They're a pathway to a life of purpose, engagement, and fulfillment. By aligning your actions with your intrinsic motivations, setting clear and meaningful goals, challenging yourself optimally, and focusing deeply on what matters most, you're not just improving your work, you're transforming your entire approach to life. Imagine waking up each day filled with enthusiasm for the challenges ahead. Picture yourself tackling complex problems with a sense of clarity and purpose, making steady progress towards your most ambitious goals. Envision a life where your work feels less like a series of tasks to be completed and more like a journey of continuous growth and discovery. This is the promise of flow, not just productivity, but a deep sense of engagement with life itself. As you move forward from here, remember that you now possess the keys to unlock your full potential. You have the power to transform not just your work, but your relationships, your personal growth, and your overall quality of life. The journey doesn't end here. In many ways, it's just beginning. Each day presents new opportunities to apply these principles, to refine your approach, and to dive deeper into the state of flow. Embrace these opportunities. Seek out challenges that stretch your abilities. Cultivate deep focus in a world of distractions. Fuel your inner fire with pursuits that truly matter to you. As you do, you'll find that the boundaries of what you thought possible begin to expand. Goals that once seemed out of reach become attainable. Problems that once paralyzed you become exciting puzzles to solve. And bit by bit, day by day, you'll be building a life of extraordinary achievement and profound satisfaction. This is your moment. You've unlocked the secrets of flow. Now it's time to put them into action. The world is waiting for the unique contributions that only you can make. Armed with these principles, there's no limit to what you can achieve. So take that first step, fuel your fire, and let the transformative power of flow guide you towards a future brighter than you ever imagined. Your journey to unstoppable hard work and unprecedented success starts now. Embrace it, enjoy it, and watch as you become the architect of your own extraordinary life. But as you embark on this transformative path, you may encounter an unexpected obstacle, one that lurks in the shadows of your mind. It's a force so subtle yet powerful that it can undermine even the most dedicated flow practitioner. What if I told you that mastering this one crucial element could exponentially amplify the results you've learned to achieve? The key to unlocking your true potential lies in my next audiobook, Rise to the Top: 7 Ways to Destroy Your Limiting Beliefs. This groundbreaking guide will equip you with the tools to shatter the invisible barriers holding you back, allowing you to fully harness the power of flow and skyrocket your success to unimaginable heights. Tap the center of the video now to continue your transformation journey.